we're gonna talk about this one video here. Female Gooners must be stopped. Great. I'm looking at this right now. You see this little segment right here? I don't like this. Okay. We're about to enter the hear me out section of books. Okay. You ready? I don't care if you're ready. I'm pressing the play button. Okay, what?
Oh, I didn't see you there. What am I reading, you ask? Well, just one of the best-selling books on Amazon right now. With millions of sales and almost 20,000 5-star reviews, this book has been absolutely blowing up.
Sorry.
Especially on TikTok, or Book Talk, as the kids call it. Thousands and
TikTok. I don't like this.
Thousands of women, in particular, have been raving about this piece of literature. What piece of literature is it?
It's smut.
You may ask. Well,
it's monster smut.
Morning Glory Milking Farm, of course.
What?
A popular romance novel about...
You know, I had to take it. I was taking it back for a little bit there. You know, women are not allowed to complain about men wanting women with big boobs, big breasts, and a nice body. Okay? They're not allowed to complain about that anymore.
A young woman down on her luck who does what every young woman does when facing financial struggle. She starts an OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding. She wouldn't degrade herself like that. She gets a job jerking off monsters.
That's right, the Morning Glory Milking Farm.
I have been reading Morning Glory Milking Farm since last night, and I'm obsessed.
This was a good time. It did not disappoint.
If this book is trash, then I am a fucking raccoon. Give me all of the garbage.
Get your eyeballs on this, because it is so good.
I'm like, what?
I forgot to inform you that there is a new epidemic. An epidemic that many have yet to discuss. And that epidemic is female Gooners.
I'm reading what I read.
Now, for those of you unaware, Gooner
God.
is internet
Yeah, no,
slang for someone addicted to porn. And Smut is slang for dark romance novels.
It's not necessarily dark romance novels, but yeah, I understand the point. It's just written fiction. It's just written pornographic fiction. Oh, God,
Otherwise known as porn. Many
I'm gonna end up like self-reporting a couple of times here, just so I can give some context.
correct about the dangers of porn addiction with men, how it can destroy their lives and their relationships, and most men know the material they consume is weird. That is why they are ashamed of it. That is why they delete their browser history. That is why they go incognito mode. But these bitches freaks out here. They display their smut openly in bookstores. They proudly pose in front of their smut collections. They discuss their smut openly on TikTok.
Why?
They go to smut conventions and
Oh my God. Literal demon. I mean, it's probably not a demon, but you literal demon.
choked out by 9-foot-tall shirtless Wendigos. Now, I know what you are thinking. Shoo, isn't this the pot calling the kettle degenerate? Yes. Yes, it is. But have you considered it takes one to truly know one? You see, women are strange, fascinating creatures. For centuries, men have tried to figure us out. Our mood is affected by the tides and the moon. We bleed.
Yeah, I don't understand women, bro. I accepted a long time ago. I will never understand females.
For 5 days and don't die. By painting
and that's okay. That's okay.
my face, I can instantly
Because even they don't understand themselves.
shapeshift from a 4 to a 6. We are truly mysterious, magical creatures. But one of the most mysterious aspects of women to men is our sexuality. You see, us women are not like those disgusting moids. No, we are sophisticated. We are evolved. We don't watch videos of strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together. No, we read about strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together. It's different, okay? You don't understand.
You don't understand. This is my passion. You just don't understand. Oh my God.
It's okay when we do it. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the rapidly growing popularity of dark romance on TikTok and the recent dark romance convention that ended in disaster. Let's take a break from all this depressing political news and talk about
Yes, please. Yes, I agree. I agree.
silly. Not that that those political things aren't important, trust me, they are. You should be keeping up with politics and the news when you can. I know it can be difficult to do, but fear not. I have an app for that. So before we get into this video, let's quickly give a shout out to our sponsor, Ground News.
Oh,
Ground
boy,
News is
Ground
a website
News.
and an app that gives readers an easy way to read news
like this
from
app,
all
actually.
across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of political bias that helps you understand the full story and makes sure you're getting both sides. One of my favorite features on Ground News is the blind spot feature, which shows you news stories that have been covered by one side of the political aisle and ignored by the other. For example, here's a story about how Gavin Newsom is signing a bill to give 800,000 Uber and Lyft drivers in California the right to unionize. Pretty cool. Rare Newsom W. 12 news sources covered this, 7 were left-wing and 0 were right-wing, because the right is covering a far more important topic.
Right.
Harvard hires drag performer Lahore Vajist.
We were just talking about how school is being affected in such a negative way. And they're hiring drag queens. Yeah, they're visiting at least, but Harvard.
As a visiting professor. 21 news sources covered this, 20 were right-wing, 1 was left-wing. A country divided, truly. Ground News also makes it very easy to compare headlines, so you could see how political bias completely reframes a story. For example, talking about how Trump has been posting a bunch of those sombrero memes, and the New York Post says, White House official behind Trump's hilarious meme war on Dems revealed. And then a left-wing outlet covers the same story, like, as the shutdown continues, a checked-out Trump posts childish memes. Wildly different vibes going
Who the fuck is HuffPost?
on here. I have been using Ground News since 2021. It is one of my favorite apps. Like, it is my go-to, like, when I wake up. I, like, check Twitter, and then I check Ground News, like, immediately. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center called it an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to access all their amazing features.
That's pretty nice,
and it's
by the
only
way.
$5 a month, which is, like, basically the price of a coffee nowadays. So go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code here on screen or use the link in the video description. So thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. Right?
No,
So
I didn't
let's
skip
get
the
back to
ad,
the
you
video.
lady. You crazy lady.
Book Talk is a very interesting place, and any book fans out there know how it has absolutely destroyed the hobby of literature and just flooded it with absolute slop. Spicy slop.
Oh my god, you have no fucking idea. Okay, this is a self-report moment, guys. So I am not going to hide the fact that I have been always known as a role player. I've been a writer. I've been mostly a writer role player. I mean, what does that even fucking mean? No, I'm only talking about it. And I've written these things, and I know exactly what these communities look like, and what kind of people convene in these areas. And some of them, holy shit, the things they write make no fucking sense. They're fucking bad. They're fucking terrible, and they fucking want to convince you that this is acceptable in a narrative form when it doesn't even sound anything near eloquent, and it's just a bunch of like nonsense. Yeah. Anyway,
You see, books on TikTok
it's just a bunch of horny nonsense, essentially, that just like is meant to be like, no, not even furries though. Not even furries. Even like, they use words like, oh, I penetrate her with my pillar, with my giant meat pillar. Something like that. Do you understand how cringe that sounds? I rather use the word cock. Just use cock, man. Just use cock. Can't even.
are not rated by how well they are written or how good the characters are. No, they are rated by the spice. And what does spice mean? Porn. It means porn. Spice level is very important to book talkers. How much spice does a book have? What are the spiciest books they have ever read? How spicy is the book they're currently reading? Spice, spice, spice. The spiciest book going viral on Book Talk lately is none other than Morning Glory Milking Farm by C.M. Nascosta. Violet is a typical down-on-her-luck millennial, mid-20s, overeducated, and drowning in debt.
Why did you have to say it's millennial? Is this not a fantasy? What the fuck? Guys, say something!
My god!
Just self, yeah, I know, it's self-inserted.
She's stuff like me! On the verge of moving
It's
into
just
her
like me,
parents'
god
basement
fucking
when a
idiot.
lifeline appears in the form of a very unconventional job in the neighboring Cambric Creek. She has no choice but to grab it with both hands. Morning Glory Farm offers full-time hours, full
processing this.
benefits, and generous pay with no experience needed. There's only one catch. The clientele is grade A certified prime beef. Oh god. With the manly, meaty endowments to... Okay.
Yeah. You see, I would also fucking throw this shit away. Oh, this is wrong. Oh, this is so wrong.
Milking Farm is
Who the fuck is this? And why is she with the laptop and the little blanket on the on her legs? Like, is it always? It's always these types of people.
actually a profound critique of late-stage capitalism and toxic masculinity. In this text, we see that the tingling sensation in her coochie is actually the tingling sensation of a Marxist revolution.
You can like whatever you want. You can like whatever the hell you want, guys. It's okay. Oh, I gotta say something after this. I'll say it after. Yeah, I'll say it after.
This is every fucking breadtube video to me, dude. This is every Jack Saint video. So I actually read the book myself, and I'm not gonna lie. The 19th Amendment needs to be abolished. So, like I said, the story is basically this millennial named Violet, and she gets a job basically working at Big Pharma in Narnia, where they harvest Minotaur milk to make Viagra for human males. And I read the whole thing. Probably gonna be put.
That must have been torture, that must have been such a torturous thing to do for herself. I mean, I'm not gonna say she's brave, but goddamn, kudos to her to be able to give out this topic in the first place.
On some kind of watch list. But listen, this is my job, okay? I'm not out here like selling feet pics or something. What I do is
I would rather take the feet pics, to be honest.
far more dignified and normal. Now, let's take a look at some of these notes I wrote. Let's see. Big dick and balls. At one point, she says the term, and I quote, the seam of his sack. So I'm reading this, and the whole time I'm thinking, like, okay, he probably has, like, a human head, right? He probably, like, looks something like this. Like, you know, just a dude with, like,
The guy's AI.
horns. Then I see the official artwork. That's a cow.
That's a demon. No, that's a demon. That's Baphomet. Okay.
Bro is a cow. Bro is a straight up
Bro
cow.
is a fucking
In a few parts,
demon.
they're being intimate, and it will be like, his hooves clip clopped. My hooves will tear up your sheets. And it's like, I'm sorry, his what? At one point, she describes kissing him, and I swear to God it was more disgusting than anything else described in this book. She's like describing
Really?
how big and wide his mouth is and how big and like slimy his tongue is. She's like describing the shit, and you're just like, that's a cow. I mean, we are at a solid 5.5 on the Barbeau scale here. This is dangerous territory, folks. She also fingers his ass. She fingers the
She fingers his ass.
cow's ass. By the way, if you want an uncensored version of this video and all my videos, Patreon. Go to Patreon, become a member. All members get the uncensored version of every video, so you can hear me talking about f***ing and fingering a cow's ass.
Why would you... Nick, I think you're onto something.
Is that what you freaks want? Anyway, I like how in this fantasy world, student loans still exist. Like, we can imagine a world with minotaurs and humans in a relationship, but we can't imagine a world without student loans. Sad. Oh, and he has one of those bull rings, like the nose ring theory septum rings. And in this world, that means, like, you're married, but apparently he's divorced. The man is divorced. This is a divorced cow with a cow ex-wife. The lore is deep, folks. The funniest part, though, has to be when they go on a date. I need to just read this to you. When the bill arrived, she attempted to pull a handful of carefully folded bills from her wristlet before he stopped her. No, that's absolutely not happening. Put that away. She'd not thought about it until the day after their first dinner together, realizing that in mortification that she ought to have attempted to pay her half. What kind of feminist are you? She asked herself. She couldn't remember the last time she'd been out and hadn't paid for her half, including her coffee date with Carson Tinsley. She had come prepared that night, several weeks of her tips smoothed and tucked into her wristlet. But I didn't even offer to pay half the other night and shouldn't have Violet, if the commanding rumble of his voice hadn't silenced her. The heat of his hand dropping to her knee would've. I don't want you to feel that you don't have any agency here. I might be the one giving all the orders, but you hold all the cards. Your comfort is the only thing that counts right now. And if I overstep, I want you to know you can tell me so.
I hear this fucking says she was a good feminist, by the way.
But that's not happening. Don't think I'm unaware we're at different points in our careers. You can say no, you can say you don't want to see me again, you can tell me to stop coming to the farm when you're working. It's dinner, not a down payment of your time. But I'm in a position to comfortably spoil someone. So when you're with me, I'm spoiling you. End of story.
Gee, what a great service top this guy.
She was a good feminist, she told herself, and she definitely couldn't be bought. But if he had suggested at that moment that he would have appreciated a blowjob, she would have fallen face first on his cock with an open mouth without a shred of hesitation. Inside every woman, there are two wolves. Or two bowls. The strong, independent girl boss and the submissive, doting housewife. And
I think this is where I can make the fucking take, bro. This is exactly... Okay. It's just funny that it's always these feminists who always push this idea that, like, you're not manly enough, you're not man enough, you don't do this, you don't work a job, that you don't make six figures, and therefore you're not worthy of me. Me, brother, you're not worthy of me and my body and all the things that I can do for you that I would do, but I'm not gonna do it because you're a cuck, and therefore I have to have someone else, a man. It's just a man. The thing about the whole, like, the monster idea is just that it's just a man. It's just a dude. Dudes can do this. That whole fucking text that I just saw, man, the way he said it, and the stuff that he's trying to represent, it's just no different from that of a dominant male human being. But they have to slap a cow onto it. It's like it's like they just really like to normalize this idea that human males are just not good enough. So they have to go in and invent something in their minds that goes even beyond and just like goes into monster porn because the monsters are way worth. Oh, it's the normalization of fantasy has just gotten too much, man. And now they're talking about it. They're coming into TikTok groups from what she said. Yeah. If we're not that, if we're not the same, if we're not fucking giant minotaurs, we're simps. We're simps. I need to calm down, bro. There's a fine line between fantasy and reality, my guy.
In the presence of a masculine man, or a farm animal, she will fold like a lawn chair and instantly return to factory settings.
It's dinner, not a down payment for your time. But I'm in a position to comfortably spoil someone, so when you're with me, I'm spoiling you, and...
Guys, stop rage baiting. Stop self-reporting.
Story. I said, okay, I highlighted that paragraph for myself.
Clean up aisle 5.
Please stop. Stop glorifying this.
So that's what I thought of it. But what did other people think of it? What are the reviews on this book? This book has a 4.1 on Amazon with 21,000 ratings and a 3.6 on Goodreads with nearly 60,000 ratings. Let's just read some random ones here. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Yeah,
a milking good time. Sweet and creamy. The spice is spicing. I was very leery of starting this because I thought it was just going to be The plot is pretty good. The plot?
The plot. The plot is you're getting railed like a bitch.
Please. This is like the new, I read Playboy for the articles, like, sure you do. This book could kill a Victorian child. 5 stars, I'll never look at a jug of milk the same. I think I'm lactose intolerant now. So that happened. Our eyes will never see the gates of heaven. 1 star, not a helpful guide. This book failed to teach me how to milk a cow, and now my family has no food for the winter.
Why?
1 star, accidentally ordered while on pain medication after an operation. Gave this to my mom as a joke gift for Christmas. You what? Lesai, why can't human males be more like this?
That's exactly what I was saying. No. It's not that they can't. It's not that they can't. If what I'm talking about is they can be gentle and welcoming and comfortable and talk to you in whatever the fuck way you want to be talked to or spoiled, whatever. You just don't give them a chance because they're not a fucking bull.
Tall, rich, and handsome are no longer enough, boys. Now you have to be a 9-foot tall creature from
Exactly.
Greek mythology with a 13-inch dick. I never want to hear from another person about how they read 100 books in a year if this is the kind of slop they are consuming. Well, Ronald, man detected, this isn't for you.
Yep.
This is for women. So take your
Yep.
ass back to Barely Legal Babysitter 5 or whatever the f you watch that is so morally superior than this. Let him who is without sin cast the first stone, okay? God bless America. It's great to live in a country where I can casually enjoy cozy erotica about a young woman who milks her way to financial security and true love with a minotaur. This is what freedom looks like, and I intend to fully enjoy it before the Supreme Court takes this right away next.
They should take it away right now. Should be in for a rude awakening.
If this is what freedom looks like, I'm really rethinking my stance on freedom, not gonna lie. Maybe we should have less of it. All I know is if Donald Trump takes the monster porn, we are going to make 2020 look like a picnic, okay? Bull cock matters.
Oh my god, stop.
Editor, edit that out.
Yeah,
Women are gonna be picking up Animal Farm now, like, where's the horse cock? Some of you people owe a certain streamer an apology because this book has way too many 5 stars. Some of you are lying. So after buying this book, Amazon
lying.
has given me a few.
It's not even about the fucking plot in itself that I would not give it a 5 star. If the writing, if you just focus on the writing, it's like, who fucking reads this shit? Who thinks it's not even that good? It's not good. It's not good smut at all. I would know.
Interesting recommendations. Would you like to see them? I accidentally summoned a demon boyfriend. That time I got drunk and saved a demon.
What?
Gentling the beast. Cupcakes for my orc enemy. Main of my existence. The gargoyle and the spinster. The widow and the orcs. Hoarded by the dragon.
That's not even a humanoid anymore. That's just a dragon.
There's something about
That's an actual humanoid dragon.
dragons. Getting it on with gargoyles. Gotten by the gator. Mated to the mountain bear.
Oh my god, that is a criminal for why they picked the bear option, the bear scene in the Baldur's Gate 3. Brother, you say women lost their minds over 50 Shades of Grey. I think I'd rather prefer 50 Shades of Grey at this point. That's more tame than whatever the fuck this is.
Oh, so this is why they chose the bear. The billionaire orc.
I mean, you say that. It's still you know, I'm just gonna keep. We're gonna disagree on this.
Moth manager. Wolves and whipped cream. The wolf in my tavern. Pounded by produce.
No, this can't be real. This can't be real.
Oh, what? Are these the books the Nazis burned?
My husband only reads finance and sci-fi books, and so I think it's about time that I introduce him to some real literature. So the first book that I would like to introduce you to is called Morning Glory Milking Farm. And it's not a normal milking farm like with cows. What it is it's big, bulky minotaurs, and it's a special
There's
type
some type of milking,
See,
yeah?
honey, she's his stepsister, and she got stuck in the washer machine again. Women on TikTok are openly, proudly talking about the porn they consume and getting mad at people when they make fun of it. I hereby ban men from reacting to romantasy on TikTok. Best-selling romantasy books like A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Fourth Wing contain descriptions of hot sex. I feel like that's common knowledge, if not their primary purposes. But in recent months, book talk has become full of men clutching their pearls while reacting to steamy scenes from these popular female-centered books. Obviously, this is all a massive performance. We live in the age of OnlyFans. The odds are that these men have seen actual porn that defies the laws of physics and God. Over 90% of men between
Yes! Yes! It's called a kink! It's called having a preference!
the ages 16 and 73
If you can have one, men can have one too!
watch porn in any random month. There's statistically no way all of these guys are shocked by the sex itself. What they are gawking at is sex from the perspective of female desire, scenes that depict women coming first and frequently. And what they are surprised by is the women they know love these scenes. In one video, a guy declares, "Now I know why women enjoy book clubs and wine." But his astonishment in itself is astonishing. Like, what do you think adult women were into? Not having sex and drinking wine? Grow up. Imagine a group of men sitting around drinking wine, discussing the porn they watch. That is what you guys are essentially doing. It's just funny, okay? Like, it's funny. Are we really going to pretend that a story about a young woman getting a job milking mythical creatures to pay off her student debt is not funny? It's funny.
It is funny. It's fun. And it should have stayed funny. Here's the problem. The problem is that there are these people on TikTok and social media, women, these fucking Karens, these girl failures who go around just like exposing this shit, and like they're basically just self-reporting and announcing it to the world. It's like, I watched this thing and you should recommend it because I said so, because it's what men should do. And it's like, no, you keep that to yourself. You keep it to yourself. You only read it in your downtime. And just don't talk about it at all. And keep it amongst the people who don't normalize it.
If that makes me a sexist and misogynist, you got me. To act like you are so different and
yeah, it's comedy hentai with a feminist agenda inside of it. I don't even know if it's feminist agenda, but yeah, definitely the whole Marxist thing. Just like, yeah, I had to do a double take.
Above the other Gooners is just, it's silly. I'm sorry, but you are no different than Joe Schmo jorking it to fat booty Latinas in Space 12.
That's what's well. That is the like. That's the most like ridiculous thing about the whole thing, and it's like they can't ever accept that men, that they're like women flicking the bean is just as normal as a guy jerking it off. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What happened? What happened to like for people to have this view of like, oh, men shouldn't be like doing this, but women, it's okay.
You're sitting there all high and mighty, one hand on the book, acting like you're so superior because you can perfectly envision a horse cock spinning 360 degrees in your mind. I'm not impressed. The scenes these men are reading, to many people, myself included, are insanely sexy. But purely in terms of the acts being described, they aren't all that lurid. And as many of the comments on these videos point out, there's much wilder stuff out there. For example, these men have clearly not yet discovered
It's not real. It's not real.
A popular term in romantasy right now that involves werewolves whose penises get so swollen after sex they have to stay inside their partners until the swelling subsides.
Michael, don't you fucking dare say anything. I'm just checking on you. I'm checking.
Oh, honey, that's not a popular trend in romantasy. That's just a thing real dogs do. Oh, you just don't get it. You don't know what knotting is. What are these women reading, bro? What happened to that, like, stupid fucking corny Hallmark thing, going home for Christmas to your hometown and falling in love with the cute farmer boy? What happened to that? We used to make fun of that. We truly did not know what we had until it was gone. Now women out here fantasizing about getting their asses clapped by demons and werewolves and goblins and ghouls. I remember when 50 Shades...
Wasn't there a guy who had sex with a horse that he actually just died? He died being fucked by the horse. I've only heard of it. I've never seen it. I don't want to see it.
of Grey came out and people were like, oh my god, this is so crazy. Women are crazy. 50 Shades of Grey looks like missionary sex through a bedsheet for the sole purpose of procreation compared to the shit the
Yeah, that's what I said earlier.
average woman on TikTok is reading. At least Christian Grey was a human man and not a fucking dog. You fantasize about dating the quiet, shy, nerdy girl. You know, she's innocent, she's pure, she's not like those other girls, like going out clubbing and hooking up with random men. No, she's at home, curled up by the fire in a blanket, reading a book, except that book is about f***ing a half man, half bull. Let me let you in on a little secret. The quiet, nerdy girl is way more of a freak than the average hoe.
Depends.
Are you kidding me? It's not even close. The average hoe might have a body count of like 15 or so, but the quiet nerdy girl is fantasizing about getting back shots from Cthulhu. That is at least 100 bodies. Now listen, there's nothing inherently wrong with fantasizing, okay? There's nothing wrong with role play. You know, fiction is fiction, right? You know, you're not actually going to bang your steps.
It's nothing wrong with it. Just keep it to yourself and within your own contained community, and don't normalize it like you're supposed to be given a fucking an excuse or a pass to say you're allowed to have these. It's not for the faint of heart, and it's not meant to be out in public. It's the same thing with indecent exposure. You just don't do it.
Sister, right? These women are not actually going to bang a cow, or at least I hope not. We all know there is a difference between fantasy and reality. Well, what happens when they try to bring fantasy into reality? Well, you get Sinners and Stardust.
Oh no. This is a convention. Oh no. Yo, is that... That's just Pyramid Head! That's just Pyramid Head! The demon!
What in the eyes wide shut is going on here? Sinners and Stardust was supposed to be a dark romance ball for romantasy authors and fans alike. So what's the big deal? Seems like a fun, sexy time, right? Maybe, if you're a woman. If you're a man, the night may have gone a little differently for you. Alright y'all, it appears I have to make a post that I'm frankly pretty goddamn upset I have to make. This post is for the readers who don't understand consent and boundaries only. A lot of you may know
Oh my god, it's always these people always trying to mesh you down for not being good enough, and they're always making these speeches, but it's okay. It's okay to want the giant bull cock.
Friend Animus. He's attended a signing of mine in the past and obviously is a musical artist. This past weekend, he attended Sinners and Stardust and probably had one of the most heartbreaking experiences. So listen, he's a man, right? But do we think that means it's okay to put your hands all over him without consent? Or to put your hands in his waistband or down his pants or touch his dick? Hello? Do we think it's okay to quite literally back him into a corner and touch all over him to the point that he literally cannot tell how many hands are on him and whose are whose? Do we think it's okay to send him into an actual panic attack because of this? Furthermore, do we think it's okay to interrogate him and insist he detail how he'd kidnap a woman despite him repeatedly saying he wouldn't do that and you know that shit is fiction, and then attempt to follow him when he tries to get away? And if that wasn't enough, during the time of this mob, him and another author received notification that an air tag was tracking him, which showed on his person all the way to his hotel room. They molested this guy until he passed out from anxiety, and then they put a f***ing tracker on him in order to stalk him back to his hotel. This poor guy dressed like a character in one of the romantasy books at this romantasy convention full of women.
Oh, but it's not sexual assault. No, the feminists, by the feminist standards, it's not sexual assault. It's just, it's normal. If anything, they should be proud to be touched without consent. Oh my god.
That is like
fucking kill me, dude.
Throwing roast beef into a pit of wolves. Or in this case, throwing a wolf into a pit of roast beef. I remember years ago, there was this thing called cosplay is not consent.
I get it.
Basically, it was a campaign to bring attention to the fact that people at conventions would often come up to women dressed in sexy costumes and just grope and grab them without their consent. Yeah, apparently we have to bring that back, because these women did not get the memo. I've been a furry for over a decade and
God save this person's soul.
attended a lot of fur cons. Sure, sometimes weird shit happens, but honestly, I can't believe the dark romance crowd is out here acting like this.
Okay, at least they have the self-awareness, right?
Like, me and my buddies in our fursuits are more respecting of consent and bodily autonomy. Get your shit together, y'all. When the furries are calling you out for being freaks, you need to reflect. Something has gone horribly wrong. Not only were the men at this book talk convention assaulted, but women were also assaulted by women. Multiple women, including a performer, reported being assaulted there as well. Even an author there said she was groped and dragged away from her friends and said no matter how many times she said no, quote, "My words did nothing." May I remind you, this is a book convention, okay? For books. Literal BDSM clubs are more respectful than this.
True.
There needs to be more studies on
Yeah, no, BDSM, I'm just gonna go in a segue. They actually do, like, take that stuff seriously, where, like, you need to have consent. You need to have the consent of the submissive to give power to the dominant. Only then everything things are fair game. But there's also just a fine line. Like, it's not just about the whole thing. It's just communication, man. It's respect and communication. I know it's not for everybody, but like, it's the bare minimum, man.
how this stuff affects women's brains, because clearly some are unable to tell the difference between fantasy and reality. Ivy Lipton, a doctoral candidate in human sexuality, actually wrote about this for EV magazine. I don't know what a doctoral candidate in human sexuality is, but
it doesn't exist. It's a lie. It's a lie.
but she's hot, so I trust her. Your brain on orgasms isn't neutral. Dopamine release during climax is a powerful conditioning agent. What you repeatedly fantasize about becomes necessary for arousal. If your erotic imagination centers around abuse, monstrous violence, and submission to non-human entities, your brain is reprogramming itself to crave just that. It's not empowerment, it's neuroplasticity at its darkest. Scientists
Oh my god. I have to say something after that, after like that.
Psychologists and the general public often state that men are visual and women are emotional. When it comes to sex, men can be turned on instantly by a sexual image despite their mood, and women need to be turned on emotionally to get in the mood. So it stands to reason that porn for men is visual and porn for women is in the mind. I'm not equating
It's not just in the mind, it's also what they hear from men.
porn to smut novels, because one is a video of two people actually having real sex and the other is, well, just words on paper. I am, however, talking about the effect on the consumer. We know watching porn is bad for the brain. That's been proven and only rejected by Gooners who don't want to give it up. But is reading smut bad? You might say, duh, that's the whole point. Okay, fair enough. So let me rephrase, is reading smut harmful? Should we shame people for things that are wrong, immoral, or harmful? In my line of work, I've been told many times that shame has no place in sex. But if I use my brain for 2 seconds, it's clear that line of thinking is nonsense. Incest should be shamed, bestiality should be shamed, pedophilia should be shamed. I'm not equating monster smut with these things, but there are 50 shades of gray, so to speak, along the spectrum of harmful. Conditioning your brain and body to associate pleasure with monsters, slavery, or sexual violence is not healthy.
Yes.
Basically, they're cooked. Like, women are cooked. They are frying their brains with this stuff. It's a pipeline, right? It's like the infamous evil alt-right pipeline. You know, you start watching Shoe on Head, owning the feminists in 2015, and then in 2025, you're hailing Hitler, right? You know, the alt-right pipeline. And this one's like, you're reading Morning Glory Milking Farm, and the next thing you know, you're Mrs. Hands, right? Just say no. Just say no to monster porn. But why is monster smut so popular with women in particular? Like, you rarely
Because it's not real.
see the opposite, and when you do, it's just like a girl with cat ears and fangs,
Also not real.
or like a 10-foot tall dommy mommy
I'm no comment.
vampire with giant titties. Meanwhile, women are like, I want to f the pollution monster from Fern Gully. So people on Reddit asked this very question. Let's see the responses. Why do you guys like monster romances? Asking for a friend. Several reasons. 1. Human men are quite often terrible. Romance books with human men are already partly fantasy, but Monsters just takes the fantasy bit.
Emotional damage!
You know, just look at me. Just take a good look at me. That's the reason why. That's the reason why I don't have that many followers. God forbid, bro.
Further. 2. It's sort of human nature to imagine relationships with paranormal beings and creatures. We've been doing it in literature and art for centuries. It's just gotten a lot more graphic now, lol. 3. Unique body forms / parts and so many different kinds of dicks. Scary, mean, terrifying creature is sweet to her, kind, takes care of her, protects her, works hard to be gentle.
You guys ever wonder how many times Bowser kidnaps Princess Peach? How he gets away with it so much? I know it's like I know it's like a child, like it's a kid's game. But if it happens so much, you know, yeah, I'm my words are lost here.
Etc. Maximal escapism, minimal association to real-life assholes, the patriarchy, misogyny, and oppression of women, etc., etc. Because the monsters are less dangerous than dating actual men. As a fat woman of color, modern contemporary
Oh my God.
Contemporary and even fantasy romances are hard to click to because they are almost always about thin white women and just too realistic, and romance in real life is not always attainable for fat women / women of color.
There's something else wrong with you, and I know that not every... You know what? I'm not... Just go to the gym! Stop eating!
In monster alien romance, though, my size doesn't matter, and it's easier to get into that headspace and enjoy it.
I think even the monsters and the aliens wouldn't fuck you because you're not a worthy specimen because you're not fit enough.
I'm sick of the men on Earth and looking for some variety. Non-humans haven't betrayed and hurt me, so they feel like a safe haven, if that makes sense. Plus,
they're not real!
the unusual dick. Monsters have big, fun-shaped cocks. I love some bizarre peen. Unique genitalia. I don't know what I was expecting, honestly. A lot of women's smut, especially monster smut, is about submission, domination, forced breeding, non-consensual consent. The women are like conquered and taken and overpowered by these monsters.
Men can do that too! Human men can do that as well! That's what you talk about. It is perfectly normal to be a loving Christian wife with your Christian husband and communicate on how to be more degenerate to keep the fucking relationship going.
And I think many of these women are reading these books containing monsters and not men because masculinity and dominance in men has been completely demonized in modern
Yeah, exactly.
society. But the truth is, many women still crave it. You see,
They do. They absolutely do.
monsters in these stories have those like dominant masculine traits that women like so much, but they're not human men. They have all these traits women
You're not special. You're a human man. You're bad. Men bad. It's what it's all about. Men bad. Man, it's so funny that I fucking see the same. I see the same. This is the same okay. This is the same thing that's going on in Silent Hill F. Again, I don't think it's a feminist game, but the pattern recognition is just too uncanny.
desire without the problematic baggage human men bring, without being the men they hate or have been told to hate. It is the perfect guilt-free slop. But they don't just want a wild dominant man, they want to tame a wild dominant man.
You can have that too! With human men! Ooh, I'm gonna kill someone.
Similar to when a man sees an art hoe with a nose ring, you can save her from her daddy issues. You can do it. It definitely won't backfire and ruin your life. Go for it. Go talk to her. With many women, there's this desire for like danger and aggression, but also the desire to tame that danger and aggression. The desire to be that special woman who can melt his heart. You see, my dragon boyfriend could rip me to shreds and kill me instantly, but he won't because he's nice and he loves me. But honestly, at the end of the day, just like the video I made about the anime girl in a wheelchair where the men were saying, this is the average male fantasy, and a bunch of women were like, you want to rape a disabled girl? When in reality, it was just a distilled manifestation of the average male fantasy, which is to protect and provide for a sweet woman and save her. This is like basically the flip of that, right? This is just the distilled manifestation of the female fantasy. Men are seeing this and they're saying, what do you mean you want to milk a minotaur? When in reality, it's just to have a big, strong protector and provider swoop you up and save you. And like I said in that video, they're basically both the same fantasy. This is a tale as old as time, the princess being saved.
Yeah, this is not new at all.
Saved from the dragon by a knight in shining armor, whether the dragon be a wheelchair or student loans, you know? But in this case, the woman is being f***ed by the dragon, and the knight sits in the corner and watches or something. I don't know. Maybe it's not that deep. There are some hungers better starved than fed. And maybe as women, for the sake of society, we have to starve our hunger for minotaur p***ness. Yeah, that's the moral of this video. So what do you guys think? What is your theory?
Why are you wearing a onesie? You know what? I don't want to know.
Why is the
It's probably a joke.
monster romance genre so popular with women in particular? And who is your weirdest hear me out? Be honest. I don't want to hear no Lola Bunny, okay? You all know mine already.
What? The fish guy from Finding Nemo? I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt that it's more about his personality rather than, you know, literally wanting to fuck a fish.
It's not that he's a fish, okay? He has...
Yeah, you see? Oh, God. Thank Jesus. Thank Jesus I'm right.
an energy, okay? He has a vibe.
It's just the edgy, like, hurt soul, yeah.
You know what, never mind. And I will see you guys again really soon with a new video. Bye!
Oh my god. I'm stun locked, bro. I'm so stun locked. I don't even know, like, is this the end of the video?
I love how the Bowl Man is a progressive, by the way. He's a feminist. He voted for Hillary. He would have voted for Obama 3 times if he could.
Okay. Yeah, you told me. Yeah, you did tell me. You definitely did tell me. Yeah, no. There's nothing wrong with having a fantasy. I don't know. I don't have an opinion or an idea if it's a sin to sin in thought, you know? Nothing wrong with liking Bulldog. How you doing, Jave? It's not that the fantasy is wrong. What's wrong is that you're making it public and normalizing it, and you have essentially this thing. It's the same thing. No, I know you're jigging. I know you are, bro. I know you are. It's the whole thing of like, you have to accept my fantasy as a normal thing. I was gonna say earlier that I moved away from the Smut clubs and this, like, the websites where they do roleplay stuff and shit like that. I have met some really good people, by the way. I've met some good people. I've met some questionable people. One of them we just dealt with this morning. And the thing that's really prevalent now is that the more, like, pornography has been so pushed onto people that what's vanilla and what's, like, normal is now just no longer like the new, it's just a common thing now, and therefore it just makes them like desensitized to, you know, the thing that's like most natural and socially acceptable, even when they've never even experienced sex. Someone to go back to click the fish bit. Don't worry, bro. We're gonna the problem is that like they said, like she said, that people have like consumed so much of it that it makes them like completely numb to like anything that's like normal and rooted in reality. It should have just been kept a fantasy. They just goon too much. They goon so much that they just become immune to any form of like anything. It has to be a monster, it has to be a fucking dragon, it has to be tentacles, it has to be a fucking guy that's just coming out here fucking going raping them and doing like the snuff and killing them and performing gore and piss and scat and oh my god. And you know what the worst part is? You know what the worst part is? Sometimes they even fucking believe it to the point that this is the norm. This is the normal thing for them. This is the new standard for them now. Like these weird, crazy, like you must be a monster. You must be into scat. You must be into piss. You must kill me. Kill me. I want a man that can just kill me and choke me to death. There's just no like it's almost like the death of romance it's just more common now. Like the death of a like loving romantic relationship is just gone. You can have those things. You can have those things. You can have, you know, whatever role play shit, degenerate fantasy manifest in whatever the hell you want. But keep it in your bed. Just keep it in your bedroom. Keep it in the bedroom. Don't talk about it in public where you think this is a normal, acceptable thing. And that's why I'm kind of like started to lean farther away from the roleplay space, because it's not even roleplay anymore. It's not even writing. It's not even good writing anymore. It's just slop. Yeah, it's just slop. And the words they use don't make sense. It's just mentally activated. Like it's mentally activating for their neurons. And then it just becomes the only thing they want. Yes, Nick, you can keep it in my bedroom. I'm gonna burn it though. With a flamethrower. Oh, fucking white Christ, yeah. King shaming is my kink, yeah, you know. Alright. I'm gonna take a my god. I gotta take a small break real quick, guys. Just gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and then we'll react to one more video.